Hi, I'm Jean. I'm your FM wine guide, and this week I get to pick out some cheese and wine pairing selections from Luna for you to try at home. So if you've been missing getting together for classes or having cheese tasting parties with your friends, here's a ready-made kit you can take home and explore some of these cheese and wine pairings with just those you have sheltered around you. So Nikki and I went through and picked out some wines that we really liked and would like to showcase this week for you to go on a little adventure with. And we selected wines that we really care about because they represent wines that do sustainable or organic growing, and they represent an integrity in classic winemaking, and also they just taste really good and we like them. And we thought they would be good wines to pair with a variety of cheeses. And after we picked the wines, we found some cheeses we thought would match and sort of be able to cross pair with all of them. So if you go ahead and call Luna, you can pick up this ready-made kit of 3 bottles of wine and 3 cheeses for a great sale price this week. And then if you want to come find the video again, you can open them up and taste them with me with this video. So let's get into it. Let me tell you what we've got for you. First, on the cheese plate, we've got 3 cheeses that are all made with cow's milk, but they've been aged or made in very different ways. So the first wine here is Bent River Camembert, and this is from the Alamere Cheese Company in Minnesota. So Camembert is a French cheese that's a lot like Brie. It's got a creamy center and a bloomy rind, but their flavors are a little different. And this isn't a true Camembert because it's not from Camembert, France, but it's a Camembert style from Minnesota. So sometimes when Camembert are young, they can be quite sharp, a little bit more runny in the middle, really mushroomy, but this one's aged very nicely to where it's a little more pasty and creamy in the center. Actually gives it a really nice texture, kind of has a fresh, creamy, fruity taste to the beginning, and then develops into this really nice, complex, mushroomy taste at the end. We went with a fun wine to pair with that. This is Moscato called Honey Bubbles. It is a fully sparkling Moscato from Italy. And if any of you are turning your noses up at this idea, it is about half the sweetness of a normal Moscato d'Asti and a little bit more alcohol. So this is about 12% alcohol, which is a lot more than Moscato d'Asti usually allows, and that's because most of the sugar has been fermented away. So it's fully sparkling, which I think is super fun out on these summer days. And not as sweet. It's just got a nice balance of sweet tartness. And proceeds from every bottle sold of this, the reason it's called Honey Bubbles, it doesn't have any honey actually in the wine, kind of tastes a little like honey. But the proceeds of this bottle go back to Research Colony Collapse Disorder, so it's helping out the honeybees, which are in distress right now. So good cause and a good fun wine. We thought the bubbles, the acidity, and the sweet tart balance of that would really go well with the Camembert. So try that out. Second cheese on my plate I've got is called Barely Buzzed, and it is a fun cheese. It's a cheddar style cheese made from the Beehive Cheese place in Utah, and it's cheddar style, so it's nice and creamy and mellow in its texture, but it's got a wrap or rub that's done with some vegetable oil and lavender and espresso coffee beans. So it's got some nice earthy developed tones to it. Well, that's yummy. And you really get this chocolatey coffee note to the end. Kind of peppery and meaty too. So we definitely went with a red with that one. And I thought this wine would be fun. It's called the Chateau Haut Blainville Oros Rouge. And this is from the southern France, the Languedoc region of southern France, really similar to like a Côte du Rhône. It's a blend of Grenache, Syrah, and Cinsault. So it's got a light to medium body, kind of nice red fruits to the flavor of this, but I feel like the wines from this region in southern France always have, a little bit of this really pleasant, earthy sort of character to them and a little bit of herbs. So I thought the mix of that espresso and lavender would really come through in that red and pair nicely with the cheese. Finally, on the plate, I've got Prairie Sunset, which is from the Roth Cheese Company in Wisconsin. And Prairie Sunset, it kind of looks like a cheddar. It's not. It's actually meant to imitate a mimolette, which is a French style cheese, definitely is a more aged cheese. It's got this chewy, dense center to it, and a little bit of fruity, a little bit of nuttiness to it. Really complex, and yet very fun, easy, simple cheese. It's not too sharp or pungent in any sort of way. It's a really great snackable cheese. But yeah, really chewy, kind of dense, but yummy flavor. Kind of caramelly, butterscotchy. And the wine I'm actually drinking that will go well with this cheese, and actually any cheese on the plate, is J. Wilkes Pinot Blanc, and it's from the Santa Maria Valley, California. Pinot Blanc is related to Pinot Noir or Pinot Gris. But I tend to think it has a little more acidity than your typical Pinot Grigio. You don't hear about it a lot. Not a lot of growers are working with it. But this one in particular is really well made from a winery that cares about reviving the varietal. So it's got a nice fresh zestiness. It's actually almost too complex for me to just pick out certain particular flavors, but there is sort of a note of white flowers, really aromatic white flowers, apple, maybe some citrus. But it's a really fun wine that the winemaker likes to call summer in a glass. So I thought that would be a fitting choice with the Prairie Sunset. So I think these are really fun. I can't wait to mix and match all of the wines with all of the cheeses and have a little party with myself all weekend, or whoever's in my house. So I hope you can pick up this little pre-made wine and cheese pairing kit from Luna this week. Cheers.